In North America, you will maybe find yourself in a position where you're suddenly talking to a stranger and might be a little scared. Me and Ad are going to talk about some of our experiences and maybe something that you can do to make you more relaxed in this situation. Hey everyone, welcome back to another How's the Weather Today kind of episode. We're the hosts. My name is MJ.
My name is Adam.
And thanks for joining us in this episode. Here on the MJ Adams Show, we want to provide everyone a nice immersive environment so you can listen to English with two friends. You know, we're not teachers. We're not trying to here to tell you like someone told somebody no chigai ga no. Okay, we're just here to show and share with you some of our ideas as Westerners who know a lot about Japanese culture, living in Japan for multiple years, and hopefully this is a good topic for you. Today we're going to be talking about some of our experiences talking to strangers. Okay, shiranai hito.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's a little scary, but overall, I think this is something that happens a lot more in North America.
Definitely.
Striking up a conversation with somebody
Right.
for no real special reason. You're not trying to get their phone number. You're not trying to become friends. And this is something that is very, very rare, I feel, maybe in just my experience living in Japan in the Kanto area. Now, Adam, maybe you have different experiences because, you know, from what we know, Osaka Kansai people are a little bit more open, possibly.
True. Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
but first, let's go back to our hometowns. Me from America, Adam from Canada. What are some of the experiences that you've had talking to random strangers on the street?
Actually, just recently, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was in a mall and I was sitting on a bench with my daughter. And I was just there. And then this older gentleman, I would like to say,
Yeah.
probably in his senior years.
Okay, Ji-chan
He-
came over, yeah.
Ji-chan, he was just he sat down. He didn't like talk to me at first, but he was sitting down and he was looking at his phone. He had, lo and behold, garake, like a old flip phone.
Yeah.
So he was looking at it. He turned to me. He said, "I don't know how to change the phone, like the time on this phone. Can you help me?" Just a simple question. And I'm like kind of tech savvy, so I guess maybe he felt that aura about me. He thought I was a younger guy and maybe I knew how. So I looked at his phone. I was like, "Do you mind if I look at your phone?" He said, "Yeah, sure. Do what you need to do. Go ahead, you know."
Yeah.
So I looked through his phone and I found how to change it and I helped him. I said, "There you go. I changed the time 1 hour." So, I
Okay.
haven't changed this time since I got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're asking for help. So they're asking
Right.
actually.
They're asking for help. I feel like that's how it usually starts.
Mhm.
Aside from the, casual greetings like, "Oh, how are you?" Not how are
Mhm.
you, but like, "Oh, yeah, actually. Hello, how are you? How's it
Those-
going?" Those
yeah.
we have a lot of those passing by where you make eye contact with somebody and you say, "Oh, hello, how's it going?" And they go, "Oh, it's great," something like that.
I think that's the big focus there. Yeah, the passing by. So I've heard a lot of times when you are just walking, maybe going hiking, maybe you're on like a running trail, even at a park, maybe usually a place where there's not a lot of people,
Yeah.
but every once in a while there are common times and places where you can find yourself as you're walking by a stranger. They're like, "How's it going?" That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's it.
"Hey." And just to let everybody know, do not answer. How is it going? Really? You can be like,
You
"Oh, it's
can, yeah.
good. It's good."
How's it going? Yeah.
But I think commonly everyone, let's do an
Yeah.
example right now, Adam. If I
All
was
right.
walking by, I'd say, "How's it going?"
Not bad. How are you? That's how it's.
There you
And
go.
we walk by. Oh, great. It's great.
That's Adam's. That's
it.
Adam's version.
Yeah.
So Adam, let's
Yeah.
switch it because I have a
All
different
right.
answer. Walking.
Hey, walk in. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Keep going. Not much.
That would be mine.
Or sometimes I'd be like, "Not bad, you?" And then as we're like,
Okay.
we're looking at each other. "Oh, it's great. It's great. All right, have a good day. See ya."
So this can happen, and
Yeah.
Maybe not so much in Japan, unless you
Yeah.
speak the language. So for me, in Japan, my experience here, usually if I'm at a park or some place like this where there's not many people, you're passing somebody, I will just say in Japanese, "Oh, domo, konnichiwa." That's one way of talking to a stranger, like you mentioned. It's a
Yeah.
pass by,
Pass by.
quick greeting, pass
Yeah.
by. But in your case, that this instance you just had with this
Yeah.
G-chan, it
It
was more of a
it started,
conversation.
yeah,
More of
it was a long conversation. Luckily, I had
Oh.
time because after I helped him, he just started talking about, oh, this mall's changed a lot. We talked about his family, like he said, oh, he has a son and his son's a lawyer, and just sharing information. And we just started talking. He saw my daughter. He said, oh, she's so beautiful. My wife's somewhere in the mall buying a bunch of stuff. And it just was we were just two people sitting on a bench talking about just life in Canada, how things are changing in
Mm.
Canada. I talked about where I'm from, and my daughter's Japanese, so he said, "Oh, you lived in Japan." Like that kind of
Mhm, mhm. Wow.
conversation we had,
A
like
little
about a
personal,
lot
yeah.
of things, a
Mhm,
little
mhm.
personal, but it sometimes goes that way.
Mm.
Even if you don't know the person and he's a stranger or they might be a stranger, you can kind of judge by
Mm.
the information they're sharing with you. Like,
Yes,
they're
yes.
pretty open, so it's a little bit easier to be open with that type of person.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think for someone from Japan who comes to North America or Canada, they are Japanese, of course.
Yep.
So people are interested in Japan and they want to know about Japan, and they might have an idea about how Japan is. They might
Mm.
ask you, "Oh, you're from Japan. Oh, I like
Right,
sushi."
right.
Or,
Or
"Oh, do you watch anime?" Or, "Oh,
I have a nephew that just went last summer. He said it was great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, or, talking about, Shohei Ohtani is like a Japanese baseball player if they like baseball, so there's a lot of things to connect with, and I think
Mm,
it's that finding that connection, or if
mm.
you have time to talk, people are trying to find a connection with
Those
somebody.
commonalities.
Commonalities, yes,
Mm.
things in common. That's how you build the conversation, especially if they're being open and they are interested in you. You can share some things and then you share little things. It doesn't have to be like your whole life story,
Mm.
but I ended up sharing that I lived in Japan and that I'm in Canada now, and my wife's Japanese and my
Yeah,
children
yeah.
are Japanese, like just little
Okay.
things.
Right. Not your phone number, not
Not my
your
phone number, we
address.
didn't
Yeah, yeah.
exchange, but
Maybe
all
not
of
even names, huh?
not even names, yeah, not
Mm.
even names, yeah, but, at the end, his wife came, and then she just we had a little small conversation with his wife, and then they had to go, and I had to go, and that was it. And I think if you are in a situation where you're seeing the same person over and over again,
Mm.
it happens more that you would share, like, your details about, like, let's have a coffee or something.
Well, that's a little extreme. I don't know about having a coffee.
No, I mean, like, because this is where my information, like, my experience, my mom,
Yeah.
she used to take the bus a lot when I was a
Okay.
child. So she would take the bus to work, to and from work, and there was another lady that was also on the same bus route. And this was when I was, like, in elementary school. They would have the same kind of small conversations because they're both from the Caribbean. They exchange numbers, and they're still friends to this very day, and this is
Yeah.
just, like, from meeting on the bus. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I
Talking to a
think
stranger.
that
Wow. Wow.
happened talking to strangers, like, it happens
Mhm.
maybe less now because 'cause we're all, like,
We're
with
not
our
looking into the real world.
smartphones. We're more engaged in our devices,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
back in the good old days,
Yeah.
people had more to look around and, like, be aware of, and if
Mhm,
you see
mhm,
the same person, you might say, "Oh, I see you. Oh, nice to see you again," or, like,
mhm.
things like that. Even my
Yeah.
friend. This is different, but I think my friend, he met his wife because he saw her on the bus once, maybe twice, and he said, "If I see her one more time, I'm gonna talk to her." And he talked to her, and they started
Okay.
dating later on, and now they're a
Oh.
family.
Whoa.
And this was in Canada. She is
Wow.
Japanese, though. That's the other
Wow.
thing too. So it's really possible.
if someone is
engage.
looking maybe for romance,
For
that's
romance.
one
Or
I guess
or
goal.
even just friendship. I don't think he was looking for romance, but at the time he saw the person and it was like hitomebore,
Love at first sight.
love at first sight for him. Maybe she was just like, oh, this weirdo.
Well, there you go. That's I guess
Yeah.
an extreme
That's
version
extreme. Yeah,
of
that's super
how
extreme.
to maybe a conversation with a stranger can lead
Yeah,
into.
right.
Sometimes they can lead into just a friendly
Friendship.
friendship.
Yeah.
This is one thing that's happened to me with going to concerts a lot when I was first living in Japan. And I
Yeah.
was going to a lot of concerts, and there was one particular band I was always watching. I was going to all of their shows, and maybe I kind of stand out in the crowd a little bit. So
Yeah.
there were a few times where I would see somebody, like maybe like there was one interaction, like during the show, like we're really having a good time, we were bumping into each other, and like we kind of make eye contact. Yeah, like it's just excitement
Yeah.
from the show.
Right.
And maybe we exchange words like, it was today with tonight's show was like so awesome. It was so great. Leave. And then we see each other at the next show. And then, hey, maybe we exchange names. Maybe we talk a little more. And then
Yeah.
after that, yeah, we exchanged phone numbers. And then like we would contact, oh, you're going to this show? Like, yeah, okay, let's meet up and stuff. So
Yeah.
that has grown into a friendship. But again, that commonality, that thing
Yeah.
that
thing.
brings us together is
Yes.
something where you can connect on and then turn it into something deeper. So I guess this is good advice for someone who is looking, maybe in Japan, looking for, gaikokujin no friend.
Tomodachi.
Yep. That's what you want to look
Yeah.
at. Not just to be like, oh, so I could practice my English. Find something
Right.
that
In
is
common.
that in common. That you share, and then that is the thing that you focus on to have a conversation about. In Japan, there's a few times, actually just recently, for me too, I talked with someone in Japan, a stranger, didn't exchange names. There was some personal information exchanged, just a little bit. The place was, though, some place where maybe you can find yourself talking to strangers a little more easy. I think on the street, when we're passing by, like we mentioned, it's a quick hello, how's it going? How's the weather? Okay, nice, and finished. Maybe at a store too. But here I was at a animal hospital. I was at the veterinarians. We were sitting down in the waiting room. There's lots of different cute cats and dogs that we're seeing and stuff. And there's one lady next to me. I see she has a big cage for her animal. And I look over and I see the animal, and it is a huge cat. I need to emphasize how big it was. If anyone loves cats, you probably know what a Maine Coon is. A Maine Coon.
Maine Coon.
It's like a normal cat head. Everyone's probably like that, This cat's head was like, bam, like a grapefruit. I was so shocked to see how big it was. And of course, I don't say anything at the beginning. I just look over and I'm just like, oh my gosh. That is a huge cat. I'm thinking in my mind, a little child like walks by and is like, oh, neko kawaii ne. And they're like,
oh, that's it.
Then
Okay.
that kind of opened up and the mom of the child asks,
Yeah.
oh, what kind of cat is that? It's really big. And the lady says, oh, it's a Maine Coon. And then they're talking for a bit, and then the family leaves, and it's just me and that lady sitting across. I kind of look over, and then she looks at me too. We make eye contact, and I'm like, yappari Maine Coon deshita yo ne. Because I was thinking, I'm like, that's a big cat. It has to be a Maine Coon.
Maine
But I
Coon,
never
okay.
said anything. I didn't ask.
Ah.
I just, okay, whatever. But I made the eye contact. I said something.
I see.
And then it turned into a little conversation.
Yeah.
She told me about her cat, how old he was, how heavy he is and stuff, his name. And then I talked about my cats and stuff. Of course. And what was the focus?
About cats.
We like
Yeah.
animals. Here we are,
Yeah.
So this is when a conversation can grow, everyone, if you're talking
Yeah.
to a stranger. And it's something that, can be really cool.
Yeah, because you kind of meet somebody else in this world who kind of shares the same interest, and you can talk about it on a certain level as like a fan of something.
So let us know in the comments down below, everyone. What are some instances, some cases where you found yourself talking to a stranger? Did you talk for a long time? Was it really short? Did you become friends, or did you get married from it?
Oh, yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
If you like this conversation, you're into English immersion, check out our website, MJ and Adler Show. I do some online lessons. Hey, and subscribe to the channel and like this video if you haven't yet.
Yep. But that's it. We'll see you
On the next
Strap.